Oh God.
I just love that I'm Shaggy.
Yo, full tinted windows. Just keep that in mind. Full tinted windows. I thought I was something different when I was 19, man. Like
For Cheese, Ray, Pooh, and Swish, I'm Sydney. Thank you so much for watching. We are back next. Good luck with your brackets, and we will see you then on Superfan Face Off. Bye.
I thought I was something different when I was 19, man. Like
It's the time again. Wish I'd never let you in. Thought you wanna be my friend, but I think we'll be better if it ends. That way we can make amends. That way we don't think about the past and you let the past shine on. 155, carrying the numb. Off the H-pill, I can go outside. On my switch side, think I lost my mind. I've been getting high way too much. She wanna see the world with me. Could tell her song that's gonna make her wanna see me. I got cash, so I'm flexing now. She just wanna break it now. Thought she was a rider, you was a do-or-die. Do something, I'm gonna do something now. I'm gonna kill something, I'm gonna kill something now, yeah. I'm at the shutdown, yeah. So I'm done proud now. Wish I'd never let you in. Thought you wanna be my friend, but I think we'll be better if it ends. That way we can make amends. That way we don't think about the past. Think about the past, I know. Think about the past, I know. Think about the past, I know. They call me Jack, I don't eat cat. Money counters on, they a lot of song, oh. Jordan's on, got like 1,000 on my drawers, oh. They don't know why I'm here, cause it's show. They got the money dogs done it. Stoking the dough, cause I'm right here. I'm right here now. What you do? I can't even see now. They want me to leave now. But I'm not you. I can't leave it go. I don't know what the hell to do. I'm out talking, see it through. See it through.
to you as well, Jamie. I'll send you one of the most comprehensive breakdowns of it on X because it's quite stunning. So apparently, through the use of LiDAR, they have discovered that there are enormous structures underneath the Great Pyramid that go kilometers deep into the earth with coils. So enormous pillars, and then these coils. They don't understand what it is because they're just looking at LiDAR images. But whatever this is a uniform structure. There's several pillars. And all of this is like very, very, very weird.
Yeah, it's 600 meters descending down those cylinders, and then there's more stuff below it, and then there's additional structures inside of it. Yeah, that was crazy.
It's really crazy. There's a guy, Jay Anderson, and he did a breakdown of it. Maybe this would be good. We could play this.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we need somebody that's an expert here, not me and you.
Zawi Hawass, by the way, has said it's nonsense. So I don't know.
Already?
Yes. According to Graham Hancock. This is the wonderful thing about having Graham
I texted
Hancock's
Graham yesterday. I was like, yeah, what's going on with this?
Yeah, so click on that and go full screen, please.
How significant of a discovery this is.
Dun, dun, dun. I love the music. And geometry, so you know it's real.
You got to appreciate the dramatic intro.
Project Unity.
What has just been announced in relation to the pyramids at the Giza Plateau and the plateau itself is so incredible, so awe-inspiring and narrative-shattering that I have been sitting here for the last hour trying to wrap my head around the implications of what we were just told. So this is pretty much breaking news because the new findings were announced on the 16th of March at a press conference held by the team who was studying the Great Pyramid of Giza with a non-invasive technology that was first developed by Filippo Bionde and Corrado Malanga called synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography.
That's a
this
mouthful.
was used to explore the internal structure of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And this method leverages the analysis of micro movements typically generated by background seismic activity to achieve a high resolution full 3D tomographic imagery of the pyramid's interior and subsurface components. The recent findings from deploying this technology are nothing short of mind-blowing, because what's been discovered is that there are huge structures coming down from the base of the pyramid deep into the bedrock. In fact, over 600 meters deep, which then connects to structures that extend up to 2 kilometers below the surface of the ground. 2 kilometers. Massive internal structures connected to the base of the pyramid and extending deep, deep down. This is what we know so far.
What does your friend think about it?
Which friend?
The one that you said it's bullshit.
Oh, that's not my friend. That's Zawi Hawass.
Okay.
Zawi Hawass is the head of antiquities in Egypt. He's like the head guy that talks to the
South Florida.
sock. Running from my heart, and that shit that hot. And I'm on the block. And I'm on the block. When New York, I'm Millie Rock. Hiding in my sock. Hiding in my sock. Selling every rock. In New York, I'm Millie Rock. Hiding in my sock. Uses every rock. Running from the car. Shooting at the up.
Surf's up, nigga. Surf club, nigga. Yeah. Don't touch, nigga. Pull up in the Gucci store. Spending like a nigga got money. Till a guard block off the door. 6 months, I'm on the Forbes. Headed downtown with a bougie. Bumping out the Benz, little boozy. Pull up in a DL suit. Tell a bitch hop out the roof. Tell a bitch you in the now. Tell a bitch check on the file. Tell a bitch I am the man. I've been the man since a child. I know I got it for now. Swallow so I know you're down. She put it all in her mouth. You still don't know how it's pronounced.
Trap don't never die. Now is you ready for me? Every fucking time I get it wet. Gods ain't never lying. Now is you ready for me? These bitches know the way. The trappers know the way. Real niggas know the way. Show y'all know the way. I'm Gucci in the way. I'm Louis in the way. I'm surfing on the way.
Hey, surf's up, nigga. Surf club, nigga. Don't touch, nigga.
Bottles on bottles, my nigga. She said I've been trapping like that shit religion. I said I'm going to her, please forgive her. You know there's no love, cause my heart just too nigga December. I ain't need a Porsche with at least 10 bitches inside. I ain't need a crib, only lingerie, model getting vibe. I ain't need making good, no she taking, keep it in mind. I won't tell nobody, don't keep it so private. Hey, you know I got niggas to do it, but I take a different approach. And I some feet in the air with a sway, look different and cool. They think you started a whip on my nigga, I live on a boat. I put my finger in the air when they ask me to give them a quote. Feel like a diamond, is you like trap, don't never die. Now is you ready for me? Every fucking time I get it wet. Gods ain't never lying. Now is you ready for me? These bitches know the way. Trappers know the way. Real niggas know the way. Know y'all know the way. I'm Gucci in the way. I'm Louis in the way. I'm surfing on the way.
Hey,
South Florida.
It's the time again. We shine, never let you in. Thought you wanna be my friend, but I think we'll be better if it ends. That way we can make amends. That way we don't think about the past, and you let the past shine on. 165, carrying the on. Off the X pill, I can go outside. I'm on switch side. Think I lost my mind. I've been getting high way too much. She wanna see the world with me. Gotta tell her so. don't know why I'm here, cause it's show. They got the money, dogs done it. Stoking the dope, cause I'm right here. I'm right here now. What you do? I can't even see it now. And want me to leave now. But I'm not you. I can't leave it go. I don't know what the hell to do. I'm out, don't you see it though? See it though. Wish I never was you with. Thought you wanna be my friend, but I think we'll be better if it ends. That way we can make amends. That way we don't think about the past. And you let the past down on. And you let the past down on. And you let the past down on. It's the time again. Wish I never let you in. Thought you wanna be my friend, but I think we'll be better if it ends. That way we can make amends. That way we don't think about the past. And you let the past shine on. Going 65, marrying the night. Off the HQ, I can go outside. I'm on switch side. Look, I lost my mind. I've been getting high way too much. She wanna see the world with me, but tell her song that's gonna make her wanna see me. I got cash, so I'm flexing now. She's wanna breaking now. Thought she was a ride or die. You was a do or die. Do something, I'm gonna do something now. I'm gonna kill something, I'm gonna kill something now. Yeah. I'm at the shop now. Yeah. So I'm done proud now. Wish I never let you in. Thought you wanna be my friend, but I think we'll be better if it ends. That way we can make amends. That way we don't think about the past. Think about the past, I know. Think about the past, I know. Think about the past, I know. They call me Jack, tight on we chat. Money counters on, they a lot of song, oh. Jordan's on, got like 1,000 on my drawers, oh. They don't know why I'm here, cause it's show. They got the money, dogs done it. Stoking the dope, cause I'm right here. I'm right here now. What you do? I can't even see it now. And want me to leave now. But I'm not you. I can't leave it go. I don't know what the hell to do. I'm out, don't you see it though? See it though. Wish I never let you in. Thought you wanna be my friend, but I think we'll be better if it ends. That way we can make amends. That way we don't think about the past. And you let the past down on. And you let the past down on. And you let the past down on.
Not enough minerals. champagne on ice. Middle fingers to the police. When I love a real nigga, I knew I was drunk. I'm trapped, I tried. Nigga came off in the mat. No turning back. When I love a real nigga, I knew I was drunk. That's fat. Nigga came off in the mat. No turning back. When I love a real nigga, I knew I was
Only thing we ever had to do was trap. I was breaking down bills and now I switched it to rap. And I'm sure there was a man like damn nigga what happened. I'ma keep chasing the money as far as I ever see. Had to keep my double coat, feel like it was killing me. I was sitting in the spot, I ain't never miss a beat. If I feel it in my heart, I'ma put it on the beat. Like run down on the long trip. Make sure your whole clear. Feel know it's hard living trying to survive this bullshit. I'm a part of my niggas, we all gon' get rich. Still remember selling 2 for $5. Now I have $1 million ride. Still be having thoughts about the guy.
sleeping in the middle tonight. Let the bass turn loud. Will you turn on the lights? Wish you fast for the win. I wish you champagne on ice. Middle fingers to the police. When I love a real nigga, I knew I was drunk. I'm trapped, I tried. Nigga came off in the mat. No turning back. When I love a real nigga, I knew I was trapped. That's fat, that's fat. Nigga Your warriors have engaged the enemy. My life for hire. My life for hire.
Warriors have engaged the enemy.
Let it sink to your precious gold. Let it sink, let it keep you from scared.
forces have engaged the enemy.
way shy, never let you in. Thought you wanna be my friend, but I think we'll be better if it ends. That way we can make amends. That way we don't think about the past and give back the past.
Wish you first for the winner. Wish you champagne on ice. Middle fingers to the police. When I love a real nigga, I know I'm drunk. I'm drunk, I'm drunk. You came off the map. No turning back. When I love a real nigga, I know it's trap. That's fuck, that's fuck. Nigga came off the map. No turning back. When I love a real nigga, I know I'm
trap. Only thing we ever had to do was trap. I was breaking down bills and now I switched it to rap. And I'm started with the man like damn nigga, what happened? I'ma keep chasing the money as far as I ever see. Had to keep my double cold, feel like it was killing me. I was sitting in the spot, I ain't never miss a beat. If I feel it in my heart, I'ma put it on the beat. Like riding down on a long trip. Make sure your whole clip feel. Know it's hard living, trying to survive this bullshit. I'm a part of my niggas, we all gon' get rich. Still remember selling 2 for $5. Now $500,000 ride. Still be having thoughts about the guy.
For the winner, wish you champagne on ice. Middle fingers to the police. Gonna love a real nigga.